Before they went to the Internet Sales 20 group, they were doing this, man. But once they came back, man, the experience that I received from this particular dealership, it just totally changed. It just got so much better. And I all of a sudden felt like I should be referring them to all of my friends and family.
Let me ask you a question. Did you come here to listen to money or make it? This is L.A. Williams, the Blind Master. And Sean V. Bradley and I came here for one reason and one reason only. And that's to fill your pockets with money. Now how are we gonna do it? By giving you the secrets, techniques, and strategies for you to stop losing and start winning at this game called Automotive Professional Sales.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is L.A. Williams, Vice President of Dealer Synergy, also known as the Blind Master, and I am here on the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This is an impromptu podcast. I have no idea what's about to happen, but man, I'm telling you, that's what makes it great, right? So, of course, I have across from me the one and only Mr. Sean V. Bradley. What's going on, Sean?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man? Things are going so well, LA. We are wrapping up February. We're about to go into March and then April. I can't tell you how beyond proud, humbled, and blown away that I am that that Dealer Synergy is going to have our 20-year anniversary. April 13th, 2004, we incorporated Dealer Synergy. I am a car guy that had a dream. You know, I was an internet director, BDC director, a sales manager, special finance manager, and I decided to leave the dealership world because I wanted to help dealers. I wanted to help managers. I wanted to help automotive sales professionals. And I built over the last 20 years this incredible company with people like you and leadership in our team. Mm-hmm. And so to celebrate, we're going to be hosting our 15th IS20G, also known as the Internet Sales 20 Group Conference, April 15th to the 17th in Baltimore. So, man, you've been a huge part of the team and our success, LA. What is that like for you to just think that we're about to have our 20-year anniversary?
Man, it's absolutely exciting, right? I've been here for about at least a good 13 of those years, something like that. I don't know. I've known you since 2007, right? So I came around about 3 years after the company was incorporated. But man, we've been building this thing and we've been watching, you know, the industry change over years and years and years. And, you know, I've seen the company grow over years and years. I remember my first event with you, Sean, was a director development a type of thing. I guess it kind of was Internet Sales 20 Group, but it was I wasn't really completely understanding of it. But man, it was powerful back then, and to see what it has grown to be, man, I'm saying, because I think back then we wasn't doing VIP parties, we wasn't doing the networking events and everything like that. I mean, it was straight information, which was really powerful. But man, now it's not only informational and powerful, it's actually fun as well, right? And so we've got the entire. It's an amazing event, and I can't wait for it to happen. It's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. So can you kind of share now, what about this IS20G is going to be, exciting? Like, why should people attend this upcoming Internet Sales 20 Group besides it's our 20-year anniversary?
Right. Exactly. Right. So number one, it's going to be the information that you get, but in an intimate setting, right? We love NADA, just came back from there. We love the digital dealers, right? We're a huge part of those events. However, the thing about them is they're huge, right? They are like, I mean, it's almost like, hey, vendors and dealers and vendors and dealers. But man, here it's a one room setup, right? And so everyone gets to weigh in on every single conversation. There is no, right? As a matter of fact, I love, Sean, how you talk about, hey, listen, give me whatever opposite points of view, please lay them out on the table. You challenge people, you challenge their thought processes, and different vendors come in. They might have opposite products, right? They may have different sets of products. But if we all come together and have the conversation, it's ultimate education for the dealer, right? And so it becomes a real transformational experience. I love that we talk about how, information without application, man, that's just plain old information, just some education that you can get, right? But information plus application equals transformation. And so it allows you, it makes it so much simpler for you to apply the information that you learn. Why? Because you're not on your own, right? You actually have people there with you, the tables of people saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to go back to my dealership and do this and do that and do this. That's actually a part of the curriculum. Our curriculum is designed from beginning, middle, end. It's not like you just kind of got a smorgasbord of stuff and you hopefully get something out of it. No, we're going to spell it out to you. This is exactly what you got to do. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here's the things that you should not do. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, if you want to succeed. And so that's one of the reasons we could probably go back and forth, Sean. You know how you like to do that, as the reasons why people should attend.
Oh, yeah, let's start with this, is that, education is probably, in my opinion, I'm biased, I'm a trainer, is one of the most important things that we can do. I mean, think about it. For franchise and independent dealerships, the only thing that differentiates yourself from any other store is your people and your process. Mm-hmm. It's how you train, how do you develop your people. Human resources are the absolute most important asset in the organization, your people. So it is important, if you are an owner or manager, to pour into your people. You want to develop your people, you want to train your people, you want to motivate and inspire your people, and you could do all the above at the Internet Sales 20 Group. Understand, we're going to have the United States of America's top dealers. For example, we're going to have Rob Ruth, the dealer principal of Bob Ruth Ford. Mm-hmm. He is going to be there. This is a dealership that took their department. We helped take their internet department from 75 cars to 320 units a month at a single point Ford dealership in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, population 2,500. You're going to get to learn from the dealer principal himself, Rob Ruth. Then you're going to have a bunch of other dealer principals. You're going to have Damian Mills. He went from being a salesperson to owning 27 rooftops. He's got a 27 rooftop dealer group, the Mills Automotive Group, in multiple states. Bentley, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and everything else you could imagine. He's also the chairman of the board for the National Minority Automobile Dealer Association. He just purchased the Charlotte Hornets from Michael Jordan. Then you've got Damon Lester, the former president of NAMAD, the dealer principal of Nissan of Bowie. You're going to have, I just spoke to Jim G and John Luciano. You're going to have the dealer principal of the RK Auto Group, which is Chevy, Kia, Subaru, and they're part of the Burns Automotive Group, which is Buick, GMC, Honda, that's going to be there. You're going to have the number one male salesperson. Toyota has verified Cody Carter, and I was incorrect. I had it 1,403. It's 1,408. LA, Cody Carter sold 1,408 units last year on the showroom sales floor, verified by Toyota manufacturer. He's going to be crazy. There.
That's that's a movie title, right, Sean? 1408.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah. Then we have Chrissy Burton. Chrissy is the number one female in the automotive industry. She sold 73 cars in 1 year. But now check this out, my friend. In addition to having people like, Cody Carter and Chrissy Burton and all these other amazing dealers. So just feel that we're bringing you the top dealer principals, the top general managers, like my guy, Melvin Rodriguez of the Platinum Auto Group, general manager. These people are not just going to show up. They're going to share their knowledge, their expertise, what's been working during this transition from the pandemic to the post-pandemic to the current reality. Okay, so besides all the heavy hitters on the front lines from ownership, management, and frontline sales BDC, we're going to have keynote speakers. Katie Maris, she is a TEDx speaker. She's an executive with Women in Automotive. She's a best-selling author. She's going to be one of our featured speakers. We've got Andre Petrosky from the UFC. This is a guy that overcame so much adversity in his life to become a Division I wrestler, to becoming a UFC superstar that fights all around the world in front of millions and millions of people. I mean, he could talk to us about perseverance, about a championship mindset, overcoming adversity, right? And then becoming a superstar, and the importance of training, man. So these are just some of the highlights. Then we have, subject matter experts from search engine optimization, like Greg Gifford. And then you have, third-party lead source providers and creating opportunities from everybody from, you ready for this? AutoWeb, Cars Direct, Auto Credit Express, Interactive Financial Marketing Group. You are going to have websites from people like, you ready for this? Dealer eProcess. They have thousands of rooftops. They're subject matter experts on not only personalized dealership websites, but also, you ready for this, right? Also, they're going to have, a whole segment about Amazon advertising, and leveraging the power of Amazon. We're going to have dealer principal Brian Chapman of the Homer Skelton Automotive Group that's going to be talking about personalized websites, and building your brand within the dealership's brand, that he's done this amazing thing with his stores. And you're going to have Danny Zalowski, who's the dealer principal of an independent dealer group. He's also a partner in VinQ. He's going to be talking about acquisition, used cars, inventory. We're going to have Call Review, who specializes in call tracking, call monitoring, AI and things like that. We're going to have CRM experts from Vin Solutions, Dealer Socket, Drive Centrics. It's going to be insane. Then we're going to have Co-Video, who specializes in video email, video text messaging, video for CRMs, Affinitive, which is like data mining, equity mining, CRM, which is their XRM. You're going to have 700 Credit with Bob Lettis talking about, credit as well as, soft credit pulls, Interactive Financial, Special Finance. My gosh, when I look at this roster of just amazing heavy hitters, I mean, like, anybody is going to be able to come to this event and be around the best of the best of the best of the best in every category, from technology to resources. The panels that we're going to have, LA, the panels are going to be, and I'm going to announce them right here, the Millionaire Car Salesman panel. The best top salespeople in the world are going to be on this panel, right?
Mm-hmm.
People that are salesmen of the year for years and years, like on the Tom Brady-ish, right? We're going to have the Women in Automotive panel. We're going to have the marketing and lead source provider panel. We're going to have an AI panel, and we're even going to have a 20 group style best idea contest panel that I'm giving $1,000 away to a dealer or automotive professional, for the best idea. I want to get the information from the people that have it and give it to the people that need it. And I'm going to pay you over $1,000 cash. LA, jump in. What do you think?
No, man, this is absolutely phenomenal. I got, speaking of people who are going to be, I know my guy, Anthony Castillo, man, a guy genuinely, his CSI scores were down at like 2, right? And he did what he had to do to get his CSI scores to 10. You guys have heard him on the podcast, man, but y'all want to spend some time with him. He's going to be at Internet Sales 20 Group. A lot of the guests, the different people who you've heard from them, you heard their story and things like that, but man, it's nothing like being able to communicate with them and have conversation, right? Okay, even some of them are here in the Millionaire Car Salesman group here on Facebook, but man, what is so much better, like, and everybody has learned this post-pandemic, right? That whole IRL thing, man. In real life, it's totally different. You're going to pick up on certain key things that you would have never picked up via Zoom or even via this podcast, which I know we love it. It's great and all wonderful, but it's nothing like being in person. And some of those heavy hitters you just named, Sean, man, I'm telling you, like I don't know if we're gonna listen, man. The stage is gonna be on fire. That's what I do know. Stage gonna be on fire. It's gonna be crazy. Let's do the doggone thing, though.
We have a special pricing because of this group that I've created, the Millionaire Car Salesman community, the Millionaire Car Salesman podcast. We've got a Millionaire Car Salesman rate. The tickets are normally, I think, like $1,300 a piece, because it comes with breakfast, lunch, dinner, the VIP networking event, which is the open bar, the entertainment, being able to get autographs from a major UFC fighter, all included in there. I'm giving a 50% discount for my Millionaire Car Salesman tribe. I mean, folks, like, you're talking about like $600 for a 3-day event, breakfast, lunch, dinner, 2 VIP networking events, meet and greet with celebrities and autographs and all this other stuff for like literally only about a couple $100 a day. It's a no-brainer. You got to invest in yourself, and you got to invest in your team. LA, when we had our radio show and when we are interviewing billionaires, multimillionaires, NBA all-stars, major label recording artists, movie stars, TV stars, Navy SEAL commanders, Grant Cardone, the number one thing they said that rich people do and successful people do, number one is invest in themselves. Number two is invest in their business. their business. And then 3 is invest in their money, have their money work for them. And you could do all 3 of those things by attending the IS20G, meaning you could invest in yourself, whether you're an individual salesperson, manager, or owner, but if you are the business owner, you can invest in your team, whether it's in education or the resources and the technology you're going to find at the IS20G. You're even going to be able to be around other people that are successful and learn what they do with all their excess money. What do they invest in? What type of investments? What type of opportunities? What type of passive income? What type of assets are they acquiring? Things like that. So LA, talk about how valuable it is for everybody to be able to synergize and develop that network of successful people.
Yeah, I think you just successful people there's a language to success. And there's a lot of people who just don't know it. Actually, on my podcast, I got a podcast with my wife, Naima. It's called Success Banquet. Someone asked, they said, how do you define success? And I said that success is a blend. It's the science of achievement blended with the art of fulfillment. And so many times people don't even know what fulfillment is, right? We understand what success is. We understand what achievement is, right? We focus a lot of our attention on achievement, but we forget the fulfillment part. So I'm going to kind of break that down. Okay. So fulfillment, I think that there are 4 different aspects of it. Okay. First of all, what is fulfillment? It's how you feel about yourself when you're all by yourself. Okay. How do you feel about yourself when you're all by yourself, right? I mean, you could have sold 20, 30 cars. And then this month you're like, I'm struggling. Maybe I didn't do good. Maybe. Hey, so listen, let me kind of break it down for you. Well, you know that you're being fulfilled when you are working hard. And listen, trust me, everybody does the whole, I want to work smart, not hard. No, loser. Like, you got to still work hard, right? Sean is a multi-millionaire and he still works hard. Am I telling the truth, Sean?
I work my ass off. I work harder than an ugly stripper on New Year's Eve.
Absolutely, right? So you got to work hard. But let me say, what am I working hard for? Number 2, acquire a skill, right? I'm not working hard just to work hard. No, that's dumb, right? I got to work hard to acquire a skill. And so when you're working on acquiring a skill, right, developing a skill, it brings you fulfillment. Now, it can't just be any old skill. It has to be a skill that matters to you. Okay. So you got to work hard to acquire a skill that matters to you. Okay. Because if you're just acquiring skills, that's why people don't do well in school, right? Because they're acquiring skills that don't mean anything to them. And so that's why you get those challenges. Now, here's the thing. Let me give you the last part. So not only are you going to work hard to acquire the skill that matters to you, you're going to work hard to acquire a skill that matters to you, that allows you to impact not only yourself, but others as well. See, that's what you're going to be able to get at Internet Sales 20 Group. Of course, we're going to show, listen, I promise you, Internet Sales 20 Group ain't one of them little sweet conferences. I promise you, okay? Like, we're going to do some 12, 13-hour days. I ain't trying to scare folks, but I mean, I'm just wanting to let you know it's not no sweet conference, right? We actually have t-shirts that say, I survived Internet Sales 20 Group, whatever number, right? And so Sean ain't going to let up, I promise you, in the 20th anniversary. That's not his style, right? And so you're going to you're going to work hard. Number one, you're going to acquire some skills, some amazing skills. You're going to be around all the right people. You always got to be concerned with who you surround yourself with, right? Instead of surrounding yourself with the people who are just the water cooler people and all that kind of stuff. No, you're going to be around the right people that's going to help you develop the skills, and they're going to be skills that matter to you. Why? Because you're in this business. You're in the automotive business. And if you want to grow a business, you want to build a business, Sean, I love what you said, not only investing in yourself, but investing in your business. I promise you, the brand new salesperson that just started on the floor in February, in March, right, in April, they still have a business to invest in, right? We always say only selling cars is like having your own business, but nobody ever teaches us how to run our own business. Well, you're going to learn that type of thing at the Internet Sales 20 Group in such a way that I promise you, it ain't no other place you're going to learn it. Okay, so not only are you going to develop a skill that matters to you, but you're going to be able to impact not only yourself, your family, but other people. Listen, you know what we got to do, Sean? We got to poll our customers, right? It's like, hey, before they went to the Internet Sales 20 Group, they were doing this. man. But once they came back, man, the experience that I received from this particular salesperson, from this particular dealership, it just totally changed. It just got so much better. And I all of a sudden felt like I should be referring them to all of my friends and family. Why? Because the experience is that much greater. See, you want that for your team. You want that for your customers, or at least you say you do. But we're going to find out whether you truly want these top performers. If you want their story to become your story, then you'll be at the Internet Sales 20 Group in April.
Yeah, let me just say this. There's a lot of reasons why people don't do this. So I'm going to kind of reverse engineer this, LA. I don't have time. Listen, we all have the same amount of time. You have the same amount of time as Beyonce, as Jay-Z, as Bill Gates, as Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, the same 86,400 seconds in a day. But here's what Dr. Covey says. Dr. Covey says, from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you could tell what's important to people with their spends, where they spend their time and where they spend their money. I'm going to repeat that. It doesn't matter what people say. It's what people do. How much time are you investing? How much money are you investing in your education, your information, in your network, in your resources, in your personal and professional development? So again, I get it. I'm busy. I have multiple companies. Okay. I own multiple multi-million-dollar companies. I've got 4 kids. Now technically 5, because I've got a daughter-in-law, right? So I've got 5 kids. I have 3 pugs. I have a ton of employees, a lot of friends, and I've got 30,000 members in my Millionaire Car Salesman tribe. And I communicate with literally thousands and thousands of people on a weekly basis. This is all true stuff, but still, I find time to go to my own education. You know what I mean? Not as a speaker or as a sponsor, but as an attendee. I'm part of the National Speakers Association. I'm part of Toastmasters. I also, in my other life, I am a high-ranking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu martial artist that I constantly am going through training and conferences all over the world. So my point is, I am constantly seeking evolution. So don't let time be an issue. Put first things first. Be careful of distractions disguised as opportunities. Sometimes you need to take a step back to take a leap forward, to take 10 steps forward. So don't let time be an excuse. Next, money. Okay? Money, money, money. I get it. I mean, like, again, we know how much things cost at the dealership. We know how much things cost to spend 600 and change on a ticket for 3 days for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you know, the VIP networking, the experience. I mean, it's priceless for only a fraction of the cost. And that's why I'm giving all of my members in the Millionaire Car Salesman community a 50% discount. And so LA, tell them what they need to do if they want to get that 50% discount. What do they got to text to you?
Well, listen, just text me IS20G, and my direct number is 267-551-6279. Just text the letters IS20G, and I'll send you a link that gets you, actually, I think it's more like 60% off, but I'm gonna check the numbers, right? But either way, you're not going to end up paying full price. Let me ask you, Sean, real quick. I want to be transparent with the people, right? How much does it cost to put an event on like this? And I know this is going to be the 20-year anniversary. We're going to go out, go out on a limb, spend some extra money and all that good stuff. But how much does it cost to put together an event like this?
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Easy.
So let's just say $200,000, right? It's going to take $200,000. Okay, what you want to say? Let's
more than $250,000.
Okay. So $250,000, and you get access to it for $600. Like,
yeah. Well, think about it. We have this venue. We shut down the entire hotel. So we got the hotel. Mm-hmm. We have the food and beverages, plus the alcohol, the VIP party, the workbooks, all of our staff that's going to be there, from security, video production, photography, all of the speakers. Some of these speakers cost a lot of money. What do you think it's going to cost to have a high-level UFC superstar that's going to be there, not only on stage with a session, but also doing a meet and greet and signing autographs and all that stuff? Yeah, LA.
Mhm.
Travel, transportation. We're not based out of Baltimore, so
Right.
to get everybody over there, it's a 3-day event. I mean, like time and a half for hours. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, this is good. This is way over $250,000 for
Right.
2.5 days. I'm
Exactly.
literally dropping $250,000, more than $250,000 for a couple days of training. So yeah,
Mhm.
and you get it
And
for about 600 and change.
I hope that puts things into perspective, right? You get access to all the money that Sean is spending. Oh my gosh, like that to me, that's like the craziest thing for you to act like. And see, but people are like, oh, well, I don't have the money. You're going to spend $600. We already know that. Like between now and the event, you're going to spend $600. The question is, what are you going to get out of this $600 that you're spending? What are you going to get out of it? Is it going to put you in position where you can, turn that 600 into 6,000 over the next 30 days after you spend? Are you going to be able to turn that into 60,000? Are you going listen, if you really do it, like, listen, what'd you say? Cody made what? $1.1 million?
Cody
What
made
point?
$1.2 million selling
$1.2
cars.
million selling cars. If you could only do half of what he did, you could turn your 600 into 600,000, right? But it won't happen if you're not spending time with him. I promise. Let's just understand. Let's kind of talk about this real quick, Sean, because I always say, for as blind as I am, right, for as whatever you want to call for it, is the way I grew up and all that good stuff. If you put me around 5 ice cream salesmen, right? Eventually, I'm gonna learn something about some ice cream. Like I don't know, I'm gonna learn about maybe chocolate, how it. I'm gonna learn how the temperature, the right temperature. Maybe I was off on doing this. I'm gonna learn something about ice cream. Put me around 5 computer guys, right? I'm gonna learn about how computers work. I'm gonna learn about all this stuff. Put me around musicians. I'm gonna learn about same situation. If you put me around the best of the best automotive sales professionals, something is going to rub off, right? I'm going to pick it up. And listen, I'm never going to be able to execute at the levels that I'm currently executing. It's always going to be more. So it's almost, you see how basically if you end up at this event, if you make sure that you're at this event, it's almost impossible for you to do the same low numbers. You're going to look at your current ceiling as the floor. You're going to say, man, my best month before it was 24 cars. Now I can't even, how am I supposed to operate if I don't do 24 cars every single month? That's what the Internet Sales 20 group is all about, is making your current ceiling become your floor.
I love it. Now, LA, talk about what problems they could solve or what skills can they gain by IS20G. I mean, you're a national trainer and you talk to dealers struggling every day on different things. Legitimately, what are they going to be able to learn to do?
Well, I think one of the number one, you know how most salespeople have the problem of not having enough people to talk to, right? They're like, oh my gosh, if I talk to people, I can sell them a car. But the problem is nobody knows who I am. Well, you're going to learn branding from the best of the best. You're going to learn how to make sure that you're in position where everybody knows who you are. I'm talking about people in your city and people outside of your city. People from all over the daggum country are going to know who you are, and they're going to know that you sell cars, and they're going to know that they should buy a car from you. Right. We're going to teach you how to dive into your special niche. Right. Listen, I can talk about somebody who I'm not even sure they exist. But let's just say there is a salesperson out there who, I mean, they are so passionate about working out, right? Man, I'm such a workout person, right? And not only am I a workout person, I am the kind of person who likes to work on my legs and my arms or something like that. Like I specialize in legs and arms and all that kind of stuff. And so I specialize on the core. Okay, well, I got 3 different salespeople: somebody who specializes on their arms, somebody who specializes in their core, somebody who specializes in legs. Well, listen, you can get every single person who thinks the way you think to buy from you if you are at the Internet Sales 20 group and you learn how to do it. So we're going to show you not only how to market yourself, but how to niche down, right? And talk to your specific crowd. We're going to show you how do you think T Got Your Keys did it? You think she was just kind of like talking to any old body and every old body? No, she had a specific niche of people who were her fans, right? And they all bought cars from her. And listen, I promise you, she didn't sell them at below invoice. Like that wasn't how she was selling cars. She was grossing like crazy. And so if people are saying, hey, you know what, LA, I have the problem of, listen, I do okay with the sales. I sell plenty of cars, but my grosses are way down, right? Because we know what happened during the pandemic. We know the grosses were way high, and now we know folks are, getting squeezed a little bit, right? Well, if you want to know how to build the value and create the experience of making sure that your customers feel comfortable, they're excited about paying you what you truly deserve. Listen, I'm telling you, you're going to learn those skills at the Internet Sales 20 Group. And that was just two of them that I named. Number one, how to brand yourself properly. And number two, how to gross the way that you ought to be grossing, right? Sean, like we can go back and forth on this subject. It's a lot of stuff.
Man, I would say that what we've done for 20 years, folks, remember that for 20 years, we have been helping thousands and thousands of car dealerships and hundreds of thousands of individual salespeople, BDC reps, internet directors, BDC directors, CRM managers, sales managers, desk managers, general sales managers, and dealer principals, F&I managers, service directors. I mean, like when you spend 20 years training this many people, we've uncovered problem, situation, reality over and over again. And that's what we do. We reverse engineer our curriculum. So what we start with is, what are the biggest challenges? So like right now, let's go through some realities, LA. The biggest challenges that are happening in the automotive industry. So the biggest challenges, I would say, is still what? In my opinion, the single biggest challenge is that in the last 3 years, salespeople, sales departments, BDCs did not truly need to sharpen their skills and become, proficient in process, in the road to the sale. Outbound phone call process, inbound phone call process, qualifications, objections, rebuttals, CRM, all this stuff. Why? Because inventory was a problem. Inventory was short. So it's basically that what's really been happening for the last 3 years is, hey, I've got it. Do you want it or not? And if you do, by the way, it's going to be list price or over list price. Those days are over. Okay, the country has, on a national level, has had a dip the last quarter as high as 25%, dip in the last quarter. Part of that is because the market is changing. There's a lot more inventory getting sent in allocation. There's, there's a lot more competition. Dealers are giving cars away. They're going, half a whole back, triple net already. The manufacturers have rebates and incentives. I know General Motors has got, 1.9% financing for 72 months or $5,000 or $6,000 off. There's so many things that are going on right now that dealers are not prepared. Salespeople are not prepared. BDC departments aren't prepared. So we need to give you the training skills. We need to give you what's what. What does the new shopper look like? What are the new expectations? What's the new road to the sale? What's the new road to the appointment? How do we, get more people to commit to an appointment? How do we get more people to show up? Now, in addition to all of that, there's a massive HR deficiency. We've always had a 70 to 80% attrition ratio, but on top of this catastrophic attrition ratio, there is a deep void in talent. Okay, there's a deep void in talent. And so we're going to be able to talk about recruiting, staffing, and how to utilize and leverage AI. Artificial intelligence is going to be able to help a lot of dealers that struggle with HR, not just because of the lack of talent or the lack of potential candidates for an employment, but also the cost. When New Jersey, for example, with the state they were in, just raised their minimum wage to over $15, I think it's $15.13 per hour. It's now more difficult, more cost prohibitive to staff in a full-blown BDC. So how do we do that? AI and using talent abroad, like the Philippines, for example. We're going to be able to learn those type of things. We're going to learn how to maximize leads. Because before, when you were making $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 gross on a Kia or a Chevy, it didn't matter if you were overspending as much. Now that grosses are dropping significantly because the market's changed, now we can get smarter and not just spend recklessly. We need to be able to audit all of our vendors, all of our partners, all of our third-party providers, all of our websites, our SEO, all of our budgets to make sure that we are doing what we need to do. LA?
Yeah, no, man, absolutely. And speaking of doing what we need to do, man, I know I got to get over here to an interview, man, but I just think that we really got to kind of get a little bit introspective and go, goodness gracious, do I have some problems that need to be solved? If I do, and if you don't, then that means you're finished growing. And I don't know which you never met a tree that says that they are as tall as they're going to grow, right? They're constantly growing, and so you probably are in that situation. There probably are some things that you want to stretch, you want to get done. And if you can't tell that the single most best place for you to do that is the Internet Sales 20 group, then you ain't been listening, right? That's just the bottom line, right? And so listen, if there are questions, if you guys have questions, you can always put them in the comments here in the Internet Sales 20 group, in the Millionaire Car Salesman, the page right here, because the thing is live, right? We're live. So Sean, you probably gonna have to hang around, answer some questions or something like that. But even still, we'll come back. We're paying attention to the comments here, Sean. Make sure I'm tagged here, and I'll answer some questions. But outside of that, y'all need to be texting me to make sure that you get the link directly. I'll text it directly to you. Just send me IS20G to 267-551-6279.
I want to say one last thing. The other thing is that we're going to have, I'm excited about this, is the Millionaire Car Salesman Awards. We have different categories for the salesperson of the year, BDC rep of the year, dealership of the year. There's a bunch of categories you got to check in the Millionaire Car Salesman. We're going to have probably about 10 or 11 awards. So we're really excited to be honoring all of the automotive professionals, managers, and owners in the country that has crushed it the last year. You're going to be on a major national stage with your peers. There's going to be dealers, OEMs, my amazing team. So again, folks, the IS20G15 is going to be phenomenal. LA, we got to wrap up. It's 12 o'clock. Let's get cracking.
Absolutely. You're the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with. You've just been spending time with L.A. Williams, the blind master, and the orange tie guy himself, the one and only Mr. Sean V. Bradley. It's your turn. Go out there and be a millionaire car salesman. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye. So there you have it, the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This podcast comes to you every week from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you have a question about the show or would like the chance to become a guest, feel free to contact us directly at 856-546-2440 or email us at millionairecarsalesman@gmail.com. This program is a presentation of Synergy Records, produced by Tiana Mick and L.A. Williams. Production and engineering by L.A. Williams. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is hosted every week by L.A. Williams and the Millionaire Car Salesman himself, Sean V. Bradley. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast can be found everywhere, so please don't forget to review, subscribe to, and share the show. Thanks for listening to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast.